And I'm looking forward to being here and learning. Yeah.
I'm Elena. I've been to the first mastermind group and I loved it, so I came back.
Thank you.
I'm excited to learn with you.
My name's Don, same thing, I was here for the last mastermind group and it was great, so I'd come back this one and the boss is great, so it was good to hear what you guys say.
So I'm Melissa. I guess Boss didn't invite me to the last one, so this is the first time for me. So I'm looking forward to learning a lot from him and everyone.
My name is Jay. I've been some of the prior ones. Enjoy it. Like talking about the books. Like other people's perspectives on the books, because I learned something new from everybody, so speak up.
I'm Sunny, and this is the first time I'm here in any mastermind group. The idea appealed to me so much that people can discuss what they read about a book, so that different ideas can come together, and that way different perspectives can be taken from the same thing that one person is reading. So that idea appealed to me so much, and of course, Faz is so knowledgeable, and whatever background he gave me, that this is what we do. I was sold on it. So this is my first time, but I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you. And you all know my name is Faz, and I facilitate these things, and I'm part of John Maxwell Group for almost a year now, even over a year. And recently, from January 1st, I have been promoted as an executive director for the John Maxwell team. And I've been conducting these mastermind groups, and I do lunch and learn meetings in different corporations. And also I'm doing speaking part for seminars, training, and keynotes. And I'm heading next month after this mastermind in Dubai and Pakistan, and probably I will be delivering 7 different speeches in 7 different venues. So it's fun, and I'm enjoying this journey. And the only thing I love in this part, it gives me something to think and something to work on for myself, as well as it gives me a little bit, because I'm 62-year-old now. So what legacy should I leave before I leave this world? So I'm trying to work on that so I can touch people's life and I can help somebody and add value in their life. So at least in this way, this will go on and on and on. It's going to be a continuous wave of helping each other. This book I picked because of one reason, because I read a lot of books. I was mentioning before you guys walked in, and we were talking that this is one of the best self-development book I ever read, honestly. We did on a leadership the best book last time, but this is for the self-development. There are certain things, if we live by these laws, we can reach at our potential. It's a lot of things. And they are not rocket science, believe me. These are very daily and common things, but we never focus on that. So we are going to discuss certain our own experiences throughout this journey, and we are going to talk about how to improve. And again, we are going to tag with each other. It's accountability partners. So in case if you feel any difficulty, feel free to contact with each other as a team player. And in this way we can grow together. And don't hesitate to ask any question. That's the key in your personal growth. People always prejudge, oh, this question is going to be right or wrong. There is no wrong question in this universe. Everything is right. If it has been asked on the right time with the right person, it becomes right. So don't hesitate, just ask each other. If I don't know, maybe Mr. Sayed can tell you, Jay can tell you. And by the way, just for a quick snap, Jay himself is an author of 2 books. So, I mean, obviously, he understands how difficult it is to write a book on a certain subject. It takes a lot of research, a lot of work. So obviously, John did a great work, and again, people did for him, and we all can get benefited. So in this, we have 15 laws he tells us to start with. And he told his story, probably you guys already read, how he came up with this. He was at a lunch with a guy named Kurt Meyer, and he asked him, "Hey, John, do you have any personal growth plan?" And he was a Mr. Answer, just like anybody else. You see those people, before you finish your question, they start answering. They know nothing, but they will try to answer. So he was trying to tell him, "Oh yeah, how difficult is a pastor's job? I work 17 hours and this, and I go to the community." He said, okay. After 15 minutes, he couldn't really answer. So he was like a plane, didn't find a place to land. And at the end, he got out of fuel and exhausted and shut up. And then this guy said, "So you don't have a plan yet." So that brought him into this line to do that. I had to do myself. So he bought his first kit in $799, and this is like 42 years ago. His salary was less than $800 a month. So, and they didn't have a credit cards in those days, so they have to arrange the money and they have to borrow the money, him and his wife. But from there, he built this new empire, and he's now multi-millionaire. He has his own plane, personal jet. He wrote, like I said, 103 books and sold 21 million books. And he does every day big events where he charges in 6 to 7 figures. So that one growth kit made him to become whatever he is. So the bottom line is, are we doing something for ourselves? And regardless, whatever our profession is, somebody is in real estate, somebody is in grocery side, or somebody is in personal own business, somebody in investment, somebody is in sports industry, whatever you are, still you have to grow. So there's the first law, which is the most important law, and that's why it's called the first law, because although every law is important, but the first law is the foundation of all the rest of the laws. If you do first one right, automatically you'll follow the rest. And it's called law of intentionality. So growth doesn't happen automatically. It's not an accidental. It has to be intentional. You have to have a plan to grow yourself. So that's what he said. And he told this story, and you see the first question was that, do you have a plan to grow? And personal growth is not a natural process. But we have a lot of these hurdles which makes us a little bit lazy and lousy in terms of thinking about that subject, because there are gaps there. And he tells about 8 different gaps pops up. So for example, whatever you do, you think that, oh, number one, which is always happens, is called assumption gap. I assume that I will grow. I got this job. If I'm going to stick to this job long, I'll grow. It happens all the time. If I'll stay at one place, if I'm doing a real estate thing, if I'll stick with that real estate, I will grow. Do you think it's right? It's not going to change till you don't change, because we are talking about the environment to change. Everything has to change so I can grow. No, you have to change first. You have to grow first. So that's called assumption gap. We have always this assumption that I'm going to be automatically grow. I will. So how we can know that if we are growing? My question is, so give me in a one-liner answer, how do you know that I'm growing?
If you're making new mistakes, if you keep making the same mistakes again and again, then there's no growth. I always liked when someone would question someone says, I have 10 years experience. And they say, do you really have 10 years of experience, or do you have 1 year of experience 10 times over?
Yep.
Because people who don't grow stay where they are, and they keep just running into the same walls.
Yes.
And if we're getting outside of our comfort zone, if we're growing,
Mhm.
we're always gonna be experiencing setbacks and failures, because that's how we learn, that's how we build skills.
Mhm.
So I would define growth as a succession of new failures and course corrections and insights that allow you to get to higher levels of productivity.
Perfect. Awesome. Anybody else would like to share something?
I think you know that you grow if you achieve your goals. New goals, not
Mhm.
the same goal, obviously. But if you set the goal and you achieve it, that's a good indication of growth, I would think.
And then also, overcoming things that you had difficulties with in the past
Mhm.
would be a good sign of growth.
I think measuring your efforts,
Mhm.
like if you keep a goal and you say, 6 months to get here and I couldn't do this, 2 months later you're able to do something which you weren't able to do 6 months ago. And so you have to measure your efforts.
Mhm.
There's a process in place.
Mhm.
So I love to learn, but now I find like I learn but I forget things.
Mhm.
So I find if I learn and if I have time to teach it, then I actually get to
Perfect.
remember it and I'm actually growing.
Awesome.
That's good.
What I was thinking, I mean, points coming to our mind have already been summarized. So I was thinking of the same lines, saying that I was agreeing with Diljanor and
Mhm. Done.
Don, that once you have a goal in front of you and you keep on achieving it, different goals, like small goals, and you achieve it, then look at something else further ahead.
Mhm.
You keep on achieving your goals in time, it seems like you're making progress, that you're growing.
Mhm. The second gap which pops up in your personal growth is called the knowledge gap. And this is most popular among everyone. Oh, I don't know how to do it. Correct? Everybody has a goal, like you said. I have a goal, I have a dream, whatever you name, but I don't know how to do it. That's called knowledge gap. So the question is, not knowing how to grow can be a powerful reason to simplify, not try to grow. That's how you say it. Because you are simplifying your excuse not to grow. So you have to take that out of your mind. Knowledge you can always get by studying, by hanging out with certain people, by getting mentorship from someone who already did it, by getting a coach, by getting a counselor, whatever your weaknesses are. So the knowledge gap can be filled by books, by videos, and nowadays YouTubes and everything. So many resources are available. And like just how I said that I forget. Why have now, do you think anybody can remember anything? They all have no brain, but they have a cell phone. That reminds them everything nowadays. Your schedule, your tips, correct? Your everything. In old days, you had to write down everything, jot it down, you have to memorize. You have to tell your spouse to, can you wake me up, please? Because I have a meeting here. Your phone wakes you up automatically, correct? So we have that excuse, but that's not an excuse. Then the third gap is called the timing gap. And that's always, again, pops up, oh, it's not the right time to do it. So my question is, who can determine you that which is the right time? How you can determine that it's the right time? How you can tell this is the right time? Have you ever thought about that? What time is the right time?
Now.
Yes. Because this is a universal issue. If you don't do it now because of timing, the odds are you will never going to do that, period. Odds are that you're not going to do it, so just do it. So the timing gap, again, is just an excuse, otherwise it's not the real reason. Longer you're going to wait, chances are you're not going to do it. Same thing then, it's another like mistake that